All right, now it says going live. You are live. So welcome, guys, to third time's the charm. So I've been trying to start the stream for a while now. Welcome, guys, back to another episode of the live stream, the Boxmining live stream here. It's been a crazy morning. So this whole morning, it was just absolutely insane. Starting off, I mean, Ethereum reaching those all-time highs, 1,440, passing that, right? Yet again, attacking that really big resistance line that we saw earlier. And I kind of feel bad for anyone who got freaked out last Friday. I mean, last Friday we were doing some serious damage control, right? I think there were a lot of shattered egos. Lots of people were very afraid last Friday. But today, what we're seeing is we're seeing a huge recovery for Ethereum. We're seeing altcoins moving up yet again. We got like altcoins like SushiSwap and UniSwap moving above $10. Mine has been blown. It's been pretty darn amazing, guys. So anyways, we're going to catch up everything that's happening on the cryptocurrency side. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at Ethereum. We're going to take a look at all of these altcoins. We're going to take a look at decentralized finance because that has been the focus of this weekend. It's about darn time. It's about darn time. And I feel like we're still so early into this. I think like we're kind of resuming back into, it feels like very early 2017 actually. So 2017, that's when this channel really kicked off. I was doing YouTube content before this, but 2017 was really when that public interest came and I saw lots of positivity. I saw these crazy swings up and down when it felt like the world was over, just like last weekend, just like the weeks before, Tether FUD just thrown out the window. And then we have like these weirdo fear, uncertainty, and doubt. There was a time when Vitalik died. It's like these fake news circulating around trying to shake those weak hands away from crypto. So we kind of see that again. It's just this whole insanity time coming back again. And it's great to be in a time like this. Obviously, that was the run. It was crazy, but it was crazy awesome too. So anyways, I hope you guys are all well. Tell me where you guys are coming from. I definitely would like to hear. I definitely want to see if we have an expansion of our audience base as well. Are we coming from more places around the world? We know we've got a global audience. Is it even more global now than before? Are we seeing new countries coming in? Tell me where you're from and what the situation is like. Just shoot that in the chats. And guys, before we start, make sure you smash up those likes. Let's have a really good session today. I mean, the past few sessions were pretty amazing. So I would definitely say let's smash up those likes, help this channel grow a little bit. And well, if I did help you last week, just like, especially during those dark times when ETH was falling and reaching that $1,000 mark, if people were freaking out and I did help you, smash up those likes even more. We got NB Kitchen from Australia. We got Dimitri Rojas on Texas. We got Canada says breaking chains. We got break those chains from Canada. We got South Florida. A lot of Australians here, huh? We got Fleety Bunga. We got Josie. I gotta visit Australia sometime. Australia. Sorry for the bad accent. Sorry, guy. We got Colorado and Vitalik, my Buterin says, I'm in Uranus. Or I'm from Uranus. What the fuck? Anyways, my Boxmining NFTs are at an all-time high, says Peanut Walters. Thank you guys so much for the support, guys. So let's get started. Let's get started and see what is happening on the markets, and let's take a look. All right, taking a look at the market. So let me just refresh. Let me just hit the refresh button here. Boom. Did you guys see that? So this page, it was kind of funny. That page was on last week's data, right? So I didn't hit the refresh, and you can finally see everything was down last week, and this week, boom, we're back up. We're back up, guys. So yeah, we see Ethereum all the way back up to 14,000. Bitcoin hasn't moved too much, to be honest. I mean, it was kind of like, we'll kind of take a look at this very quickly. So the majors in terms of Bitcoin hasn't moved too much. Ethereum is the one that's blowing up overall. And why we take a look at this is because kind of like Bitcoin is the market leader, brings everything up. It had this enormous rally. I think still a lot of my friends think Bitcoin is at $8,000. I think that's, But anyway, so yeah, we're at $32,000 for Bitcoin, Ethereum at 14,000. This is where the exciting stuff is. This is why the title of this video is Ethereum reaching those all-time highs. So what does it mean? All right, so let's take a look at the markets first of all, and we'll talk about the altcoins because there's so much happening in altcoins. I mean, UniSwap, 1inch, whatever. It's crazy, right? So we'll take a look at the majors first. We'll take a look at Bitcoin because Bitcoin kind of controls the market in many ways. And looking at Bitcoin, you can kind of see that Bitcoin is still well within that cage I drew, right? So this was the channel I was drawing for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has this strong resistance at $41,000 and very strong support at $30,000. We saw that Friday we were almost going to try to touch that support. Just trying to see, yeah, if the support's going to hold, right? There was that fear, that moment of fear, especially when there was that news about Bitcoin's double spend, like the $26 double spend, which was very quickly resolved by the network because the network is designed to resolve double spend issues, right? That little freak out where people just like sold en masse because they didn't know what the technology is. And that was what I was saying about Bitcoin. You got to understand the technology, right? Because once in a while, and this really happened during the not the bear run, during the 2017 bull run, there were tons of this fake kind of news, fake hysteria, people trying to intentionally cause a market dump. So just be very careful of that in this market. And we're definitely reaching that state. So if you're looking at Bitcoin, yes, Bitcoin's within that cage, but I definitely see a lot of optimism for Bitcoin this year. We saw that very, very strong support. This is what I'm really positive about. Like Bitcoin, I ain't selling this. Like it makes no sense to sell at this current point for me, right? Personally, not financial advice, but for me, right? During this dip, I was just like, you know what? That's great. Like it's like some idiots are probably selling. Feel sorry for you if you don't understand the technology, but that's the whole point of why you want to understand stuff, right? Because you want to be prepared for moments like this when people like try to say, oh, Bitcoin has a double spend problem, or maybe next time Bitcoin has, porn submitted on their network. It's like go look that up. That was an actual fear back in 2017. But when people submit that and post that out, you're prepared because right? When you're armed with knowledge, like that fear doesn't affect you because it's not new, right? If it's something new and you didn't know that at all, then that's going to be not a good time, right? So we saw multiple attempts to shake out weak hands on the market. Bitcoin's that support is very, very well established at this current point, very, very strong at around $30,000. It's hard for Bitcoin to dip below that point at this current point. So right now we're in this cage, and Bitcoin, when it's in this cage, right, when that's kind of like, I'm going to call this the golden cage right now. This is when the altcoins come up to shine because there's not much activity here. So speculators are looking for greener pastures, right? This is when at the point where we reach Ethereum. So Ethereum, yet again, had the channel, but now it's breaking out of this channel, right? So we saw resistance at around 14,000, right? So that's kind of where I drew this line last time. Ethereum let me just switch to 4-hour view. That makes a lot more sense. So last time on Ethereum, it tried to break out, right? It tried. It didn't work, right? It tried. It said, okay, look, let me try to attack 14,000. I'm trying to go above this number, and then the bears pushed it back. But now we're at it again, right? We're at it yet again. So we're trying to attack above $1,400 for Ethereum, and this time it might work. I mean, right now, we're going to Asian markets right now. A lot of people always fear that there's that Asian dump thing coming in, right? So when we're moving to Asian markets, it might be the case that it could move up or it could move drastically down. There was always that fear that Asians would come up and just dump, right? But right now, I've been saying for the past 3 months that Asians are starting to turn bullish. So that's why I'm kind of eyeing this afternoon. See if Ethereum will really attempt to push beyond $1,440 yet again. So we're just seeing if that goes up, because if that goes up, then we're going to have a breakout yet again when it just goes and explores territory in the 1,600, 1,900. And I'm very optimistic this bull run as well. I mean, in 2017, a lot of Ethereum's price was dictated by the ICO market. Yes, the ICO market is returning. So the sale of new cryptocurrency, the creation of new cryptocurrencies is coming back. But at the same time, we got a very strong foundation on decentralized finance this year. So if you look at SushiSwap, if you look at UniSwap, all of a sudden you can see these exchanges are moving up. These coins are not only moving up, but they're moving up because they're generating a lot of revenue, right? People are using UniSwap more and more. People are using SushiSwap more and more. They have a huge war chest of just revenue that they're generating, right? So this is something that's very different this year. The way that decentralized finance moved and why decentralized finance is so huge, and it's proven to be huge, is because it already changed the landscape of trading cryptocurrencies. So a lot of people, before they were looking at centralized exchanges, Binance listing was very important back in the day. But now listing on Uniswap and a good launch in Uniswap is becoming one of the key gameplay factors, Uni or SushiSwap, but either exchange, you choose one, you list it there. That really dictates the success or failure of a launch of your project rather than centralized exchanges. So this has become a huge play, and this is in many senses why Uniswap, 1inch, right, Runx is moving up, Sushi is moving up very, very aggressively. I mean, look at Uniswap. It's moved up 45% in the past 7 days alone. So yet again, that era of DeFi is coming back. We got Elrond pushing to $44. Remember that Elrond's Elrond's using Gold now, right? So the original price of Elrond was higher than this, and then people are freaking out about Elrond, like saying, "Oh my God, it's not doing super well." But man, this whole market is moving up very, very aggressive. We have a few questions and donations coming in. So guys, thank you so much for your donations and support for this channel. I just want to answer a few questions that people were asking just now. So let's see. First of all, Don Willow says thoughts on BAO. BAO has got a lot of attention. Like all of a sudden, all these exchanges getting so much attention recently. Even Pancake Swap and BAO and all this stuff. It's kind of crazy. My thoughts on BAO is that I farmed BAO very early. So I guess I was very lucky to be able to farm BAO. I didn't know if it was going to be worth it or not because it's developed by one solo developer. So when these cases come out, when I'm looking at these new alt currencies, I try to look at track record. But if it's a solo developer with who's self-taught, I think it's harder to gauge. So I farm BAO for free, right? That's one of the things about yield farming, something I learned last year. And this is why you want to pay close attention to this channel, is because yield farming has become so big, right? You're generating that passive income, you're sticking your coins in, and then magically more coins are coming out, right? That's kind of crazy. So Don, well, thoughts on BAO? I think it's been getting a lot of hype recently, and I think there's still a lot of opportunities to farm it. And I was very, very lucky to be able to farm it very early on, even though it did cost quite a lot of money to to get there. But it's a solo developer, very, very enthusiastic developer, very strong developer in that case. All right, so we have all these donations coming in. Thank you guys so much for your donations as well. So Don Willow, we got Kirby says Icon ICX in Hong Kong, China's that thing. Not really. Icon is not a very strong here. Korea is where you're looking for. And then we got Rib Lane says, are you excited about the potential of Labs Group? Are you involved in them? Yes, I am involved with Labs Group. There's a lot of activity going on, especially with the security space. I think we're gonna see that come back this year as well. So anyways, stay tuned on that. Anyway, so on that note as well, there's been a huge amount of activity on the altcoin space. I think this weekend was just absolutely crazy. My chat, to be honest, was going nonstop, right? So you saw all these coins popping yet again with a lot with DeFi. Yet again, it's very, very one-sided, right? So you have all the altcoins moving aggressively in the past 24 hours and not many dumps in the top 100 at the very least. So altcoin season very much in full swing. Well, not really full swing. It's starting out. I mean, we see way more insane altcoin seasons than this, right? But very much strong growth in this area, especially when people start to realize the potential of this space. I mean, especially if you look at the Binance Smart Chain ones, we got Alpha, we got Cake. Both have been moving up very aggressively. It was kind of funny, right? So in terms of farming, I've been farming Pancake for months now, right? I saw it at 50 cents and I used a Pancake BNB to farm it because I thought, how much lower can it go, right? After like 40 cents, 50 cents. Yeah. So yeah, now it's like $1.25. That being said, of course, if you're farming Pancake, I just want to tell you guys. So the strategy now with Pancake is that you got to watch out for impermanent loss. So I did a calculation. So for me, I was in this pool, right? So I was kind of like guilty farming the Cake BNB pool, right? So that was one of the only pools I had which could suffer impermanent loss. So this pool was giving out 193% APY. So you can obviously understand why I was targeting this pool, right? Because you're getting 200% on your money, right, per year. Crazy amounts, right? This is crazy. This is like crypto is crazy, right? These numbers are insane, right? 200%. What's that, right? I still talk to my parents. They're going for like 1%. It's really good, guys. 1% in a bank, really great. Crypto is like 200, right? But something to note that is that when cake prices increases drastically, like the current situation right now, there will be impermanent loss, which is when you're in this pool, liquidity pool, it means that it's used for trading, right? So when the demand for cake goes up, your cake is actually being sold, right? So that's when impermanent loss does kick in. So I was happy and sad, right? Obviously I'm happy that cake's moving up, but I'm sad that I didn't get the full advantage of cake going up. And I did notice this as well. People were talking about this earlier, that you can put cake in the cake pool too. So you have very strong APY. You have 182 in the cake pool as well. And if you stake it in the cake pool, then you can earn that APY, without impermanent loss. So anyways, if you don't understand that, I will make more videos, more tutorials. I know that my channel, I think like with our community especially, we have a lot of new people coming in, and we have a lot of old people as well. So I'm kind of trying to cater content for both sides, but there's so many opportunities in crypto. It's just, my mind is blown, right? I mean, like even like small stuff, like I know you guys on the Telegram channel was very big about DIGG, right? So you're looking at Badger and DIGG, and it was actually the community channel that got me really into this. DIGG is a Rebase coin. It's created by Badger. It's like $76,000. Holy crap! Like, yet again, my mind was blown. I was like, wow, like. It's a point where like I check my account, I'm like, wow, like what is this DIGG thing? Sometimes I'm like, how do I hit so much? Okay, anyways, but this is like pretty much the situation with crypto right now. Is like being active really helps, but also taking a break really helps. I think I'm just trying to balance my life out at this current point where there's so much activity, so much stuff that demands attention right now. But at the same time, you gotta be able to rest, right? You gotta have some chill, because crypto doesn't have any, right? If you're waiting for crypto to chill, not good. So Money Match Gaming says Cake Pool also has a compound button. Yep. Very convenient, actually. Very, very convenient. So yeah, that's pretty much some craziness right there. So yeah, Jack says DIGG looks good. DIGG's gonna go through some exciting times. I was looking up at DIGG, right? Because it's another rebased coin, right? So highly speculative. So just be very careful with these rebased coins. You gotta do particular things with them. Or actually rather this one they will rebase, and you get more coins, but the price will just vary a lot, but the quantity will vary too. So anyways, magic. Yeah, lots of chat, huh? Taking a look at chat. Thank you guys so much for your donations, by the way, chat. Really, really appreciate that. It's been exciting. It's been an exciting time, to be honest. I feel like it's one of those situations that I'm like super grateful to be in crypto. Like I speak to people in Hong Kong as well, right? Hong Kong's having some tough times. I mean, around the world, everywhere's having some tough times, right? And like in many ways, like I kind of point to the TV and laugh and be like, "Yo, ha ha ha! That guy obviously doesn't have crypto, right?" They're just crying and saying some sob stories. I'm like, obviously that guy doesn't have ETH. I guess it's a little bit mean, but at the same time, I'm very grateful that I'm in this space. I'm very grateful that, like, as a channel, we learn a lot about this space, right? So, yeah, that's it. I feel like altcoins are definitely something I'm paying attention to this week, especially with DeFi moving up again, very aggressively. I'm very, very happy. I was looking at DuckDAO, and this is something that it's kind of crazy, right? Because the Duck token was very, very crazy in price, right? Like it varied a lot. So DuckDAO's community has two tokens. I feel like if you guys don't know what DuckDAO is an incubator, right? They incubate projects, and they have two coins, right? The DDIM and the Duck token. DDIM is for getting into projects, so you need to have the project to DDIM in order to let me D DuckDAO dime. which is this one. So you need to have DuckDAO Dime in order to participate in their chats, in order to get allocations. You need the DuckDAO Dime. And the Duck token on the other side, that's for long term, right? This is for the market making side, for the incubation side, right? So I've hodled both coins through tough times, right? Like there were times when Duck fell like to some crazy like 12-cent times. I think it was like dipping like absolutely insane. People were losing faith. It dropped down to 14 cents, and then I was like holding all the way through, farming that, getting the APY, but still I'm like looking at the price going down. I'm like, oh. And then now it's like, oh, guess what, guys? Guess what? 41 cents. Yo, what's up? Knocking at the door. Yo, what's up? Yeah. So I think like looking in the future, definitely incubations and incubators are going to be huge, right? Because there's so many new projects coming into crypto right now. We're going to experience that crazy boom again. Good and bad, obviously. Uh, I realized that back in 2017, there was this thought, right? This anti-innovation thought. Oh, all these coins are shit. Bitcoin's the only real coin. Every new coin coming into the space is going to be total garbage. The ICO space is just trash. It's an absolute scam, right? So I started with that angle, right? Because a lot of my friends were maximalists. They only believed in Bitcoin. But then I definitely saw the potential in the Ethereum space and the potential in the space that there are so many new projects being born, right? Not everything's a scam, but there are scams in there. So I feel like that's kind of going to come back yet again. There's going to be a huge amount of innovation, huge amount of just like completely obliterating the traditional finance space. I mean, that is what I'm excited about, right? Like there's so many simple operations that are done by banks and lawyers. Like I was like talking about escrow for property in one of my previous videos in Hong Kong. This can be done by a smart contract. You don't need lawyers to escrow because lawyers can screw up too, right? Anyways, check that video out. But it's kind of crazy, but if you think about it, the global financial system is downright corrupt, right? So there's the bar is set very, very low here. If decentralized finance being open, transparent to everyone, and accessible to everyone, if this can take off, holy crap, the amount of innovation that can be done in the space, just moving the world's financial system from like dog crap, right, to literally something that can be usable, transparent, open, and just amazing. That is a potential here. So I'm super excited. At the same time, obviously, there's going to be a lot of like mistakes along the way, right? There's going to be right now, because the way decentralized finance works is very dependent on programmers, right? And the programmers make mistakes, individuals make mistakes, and shit happens all the time. There's going to be a lot of mistakes along the way. There's going to be a lot of blowups along the way. Yeah, there's just going to be also a lot of people scamming and pretending they know decentralized finance when they don't. It's going to be absolutely crazy. It's going to be an ape shit banana year. Right? That's the only time I'm allowed to swear on this channel. It's going to be an ape shit banana year this year. Just mark my words on it. But at the end of it, it's going to be almost like a lot of people, and including me, right? I was looking at the .com boom, right? The bubble, the bust, the .com boom. It's going to bust sometime. I think crypto is going to bust. And before I thought, I was naive to think that, oh, maybe we can stop this. As a community, we can be smarter. But now I realize that human nature is human nature. You can never fight human nature, right? I think that's kind of some realization. It's not about giving up, but it's just a realization, understanding that human nature is human nature. It's just the way it is. But what we can do is we can find the best projects in the space. So you're finding like the Googles, the Apples, back Amazons, back when the space was blowing up. You know, I still remember one of my friends saying, you know, just buy Amazon, okay? Just don't look at all the other crap, just buy Amazon. Yeah, it's pretty much it. Buy Tesla. It's the exact same time. Finding the right talent in the space becomes super important. And then we have Morning Saint saying we are all apes at the same time. There's definitely a lot of aping going on. All right, so let's go very quickly through the news. To be honest, I'll be honest on this channel, like, you know, I've covered the news, right? There wasn't too much. It wasn't too much this weekend. I'll be one of those. I know like news channels never say this, and they're like, I hate watching news because of this. Like when there's a quiet time in the news, they never tell you. They're like, oh, they'll just bring a bunch of trash and waste your time. I tell you, there's not too much news. There's some funny stuff. All right. So let's see. Mr. Beast says on a live stream he's gonna be buying $1 million worth of Bitcoin to send to the moon. So Mr. Beast is a very, very popular YouTuber. I watch his stuff all the time. He's done some really great stuff, a lot of philanthropic stuff as well, and he's just like got millions of views right now, right? So he's coming out, he's like, oh yeah, I know about this Bitcoin, I'm gonna send it to space. Probably not the best thing you want to do with Bitcoin. I mean, if you just bought a million Bitcoin and hodled it, I think it would probably work a little bit better, just to be honest. But he's like, yeah, I can buy a million Bitcoin, put it on land, just send it to Mars. That could work. Um, that's generating news, right? So I guess this is like the top news of this weekend, and that really shows how much news there was. It's interesting. It's interesting. Okay. All right. Next up, we have this one. This caught my eye on Cointelegraph, and I'll analyze this with you. But yet again, don't read headlines, right? Don't read headlines, because retail traders, not hotshots like MicroStrategy, made Bitcoin in 2020, right? Big headline, right? Just like I was kind of expecting some like really strong data to pinpoint lots of retail interest in retail trading, and that it wasn't institutional investors that really made Bitcoin push up in 2020. I was expecting that, right? Not really. This news, there wasn't much here there. They were just saying, oh yeah, it's like COVID and presidential election. Ha ha ha. Yeah, so um yeah, take what you want from these articles right now. I feel like Cointelegraph especially is farming for views at this current point. Like they're trying to get as many views as possible rather than providing as much factual information as possible. Just like the kind of the suspected Bitcoin double spend, yes, it's getting a lot of views, but factually it was very weak. It was nonsense, to be honest. It was something that we should have known. Like we all know that double spends are possible on Bitcoin. That's why we wait for 3 confirmations. Remember, 3 or 5 confirmations. But anyways, so just be a little bit careful when reading the news, especially now in crypto. It's just because definitely 2020, I would say there's a lot of both retail. There's a lot of institutional interest. We don't know that MicroStrategy is just constantly putting out tweets. Grayscale also, right? They bought like $600 million worth of Bitcoin in a day in January this year, right? That was the institutional interest. There's also a lot of retail interest right now. Like obviously we have like I was looking up this, right? Like if you're looking at substantial evidence for retail interest and search interest, you can see like say the search interest for Ethereum has grown like exponentially, right? That's a hockey stick up, right? So this is a chart of the search interest for Ethereum over time, the Google trends for search Ethereum. It's worldwide data, and I pulled it at 5 years. So you can kind of see this was in 2017, right? The interest for Ethereum, and then all of a sudden 2020 and 2021, we see that peak, right? That the new peak coming. And I feel like this is just the beginning, right? If you actually really look at it, this spiked up. We lost a little bit of interest when Ethereum kind of stayed down and dropped, but I do see like from my side, especially in terms of video and data, there's a lot more interest right now. Just the fact now that we have like we have 1,000 people watching, there's definitely a lot more interest, but it could be, I think like we'll probably reach like 33,000 people watching, like concurrent viewers very soon. I feel like that's like the potential to grow here. So yeah, search volume for Ethereum's gone up. The same thing goes with Bitcoin. Search volume for Bitcoin, let me put that to worldwide. Also, it's going up, but it's not at its peak yet, right? It's definitely not at its peak yet. I definitely feel like there's room and opportunity to grow. And there's gonna be spikes along the way too. It's gonna be kind of insane. So yeah, take data as you wish, right? So yet again, I'm very I have my skeptical eyes out. Like I'm very skeptical about anything I read, especially headlines these days. When you go into it, it's kind of interesting. This is a DeFi article. AVA hits a record $288 highest demand for flash loans and staking increase. This has been very strong. This has been something we've seen for a while now, right? When decentralized finance, you have more and more value locked up into these compound AVA. We got WING Finance as well. Every single day they're growing in terms of lending, and people are using lending a lot. In fact, I also use lending a lot. Like for example, you can deposit your Ethereum and you can pull out USDC or USDT if you need it, or if you if you need to farm with it or do anything with it. It's actually quite convenient. So this year I've been, after the whole DeFi wave, I've learned to use these platforms very aggressively. And yes, I pay the fees for those platforms, right? If you look at AVA, if you lend out a coin, enter the app. Hit the like button. Whilst we wait, guys, hit up the like buttons. Thank you so much. Quetada Samaha says, yes, Al Jazeera convinced my father, who barely knows to work a phone, to buy Bitcoin. And I think this year is kind of crazy, right? I'm just waiting for it to load, but it doesn't seem to be loading. I think it's because I haven't entered my password and stuff in. All right, there I go. Enter the app. Give me a sec. I think this year especially with how, like one thing about this year, I think if you're just watching the news and you're doing anything, you kind of realize how broken the world governments are. It's kind of ridiculous. So yeah, so like going back into AVA, I'll continue that thought discussion soon. But AVA is like where you deposit, you earn APY. So you deposit, like say USDT, and you get 13% back. And then if you borrow it, all right, you can if you borrow it, you're gonna have to pay 26%. This is where the difference between this is where the platform makes money, right? So you people deposit on there, and then people take out loans as well. So it's kind of absolutely crazy. Like I've also been using WING as well. If you've been farming WING, I've been in the WING farming space for a long time. Like basically, it operates on ontology. It's much faster, much more efficient. So you can deposit USDC and you can borrow out USDT. That's what I've been doing. I've been farming with this for a while. It's been pretty crazy, pretty nuts actually. Pretty good. You get pretty good rates on this. We got only Cake exists. Cake is really good for farming, not stable coins. So Cake is great for farming Cake, right? And WING is great for farming stables. That's my 2 cents. But yeah, so just going back to that as well. So if you guys are interested in farming, definitely leave a comment. I'm not sure how much farming information I should put up there. I'm still very active in the farming scene, generating that passive income. But a lot of the stuff that I've set up is just fully automated now. Like I can sleep and the farm generates money, right? Very much like Ethereum 2.0. Like I haven't talked about it for a while now, right? But my ETH 2.0 node is still running, and I'm getting passive income on that. So if you look at it, so this is my node up on Ethereum 2.0. You have to stake 32 ETH, of course, obviously, to start this. But once that's up, let me just go show you guys how that works. So it's running perfectly at this current rate. It's generating 11% APR. And then this month, right, the income this month is 0.3 Ethereum, which that's actually not bad. 0.3 Ethereum, ETH to USD. Yeah, it's like $400 something, right, per month, just sitting there, right? So this is the ETH2 node that I talked about. I did an extensive guide on how to do this. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, right? So you can see the balance of this grow. So you can see the income of this just grow over time. So that's a daily income. And then let's see blocks. Where's the chart? They changed the charting system here. Yeah, they just changed it to daily income now. Interesting. I don't want to view daily income. I want to view my deposit over time. Anyways, whatever. Yeah, it doesn't say. It's just they changed the view here for this. Interesting. But yeah, that's kind of how it's going. For Ethereum 2.0, it's not automated staking. It's quite involved. You have to generate the keys for it. You have to move to the deposit address, and it's a one-way trip too, which is why it's still quite like technical. But if you guys want to look at how this is done, check out Boxmining, Boxmining ETH node. I have a video on that as well to get you guys figure out on what's happening. Where's ETH? Where's my ETH? Oh, there, ETH mining versus staking, and there was a staking one too. Yeah, this one, staking guide. This is the one with 20K view. Yeah, 23K views. That was the one where you can learn how to stake and get everything. But yeah, if you guys are interested in something like this, there also outlier says, can you retract your rewards or can you withdraw your rewards? Right now, no. So when you're staking Ethereum, you're staked until Ethereum 2.0 fully launches and transactions or transfers are enabled. Right now, when you're on Ethereum 2.0 and you're staking, you're validating, it's locked there until a developer date. I say this date very lightly. I'm sure there's some people who will tell you the date. They'll be, oh, it's late 2021. I'm going to refrain from doing that because my experience with Ethereum developers is that they do kind of sometimes delay on updates. So it could be 1 or 2 years until you see that Ethereum again, until you can be able to transfer that to exchange or whatnot. Right now, Ethereum 2.0 is a fully phase 0 beacon chain. It doesn't do much right now at this current point other than generate random numbers. That's pretty much, it's a glorified random number generator. That's the current point. But once it upgrades to phase 1 and phase 1.5, that's when transfers can happen, and that's when, you know, things can go crazy. So you cannot withdraw if you're staking properly. The reason why you stake properly is because you keep the actual keys to your cryptocurrencies. So I know there's a lot of other staking programs. I'll take a look at them in the future. I know Binance is doing one. I know Staker is doing one. Staker is TKR. So right now you can use the Staker protocol to actually stake as well and get the rewards, which is actually not bad. Yeah, so you can convert to AETH and get the rewards, but it's not. So the difference here is that one of them you can keep your own keys. The other one is like, this Staker is actually not bad. It's decentralized, which is actually better than Binance. So if like there's two ways to go, either all nodes or Staker, I would say. Lots of doing that. Yeah, a huge amount of activity here. So anyways, lots of stuff happening. Tell me if you guys are interested. I'm still farming Cake. I'm farming BAO. I'm farming what's it called again? I'm farming Duck. I'm farming what's that called again? WING. Yeah, quite a lot of stuff going on. I'm also doing funding rates right now for passive income. Yeah, lots of sources, pretty good. Like, I don't know, can't complain. Fun times. Quada Samaha says alt season comes and disappears faster. It does. There's a lot of risk here too. Definitely. It's crypto is highly risky, highly great, highly risky, and just doing still pretty well too. But yeah, I think that's pretty much what I want to cover today. Paul says I use Anchor for staking. Yeah, farming BAO. Everyone's farming BAO now. It seems so popular. I mean, interesting. Anyways, guys, so Kelly Green says, how do you pick altcoins? I do a lot of research on them. I do calls with them. I do a lot of research on them. It's a lot of time. Like you interview the team, and the best case scenario is you ask them very weird questions and see how to respond to figure out what type of person they are. You'll notice this in my videos. So if you watch a lot of my videos where I interview people, I'll kind of ask an kind of an oddball question, right? You're not really looking for the answer. You're looking for how they answer it. I think that has been my strategy recently, like calling co-founders and just throwing out weird questions out and then just figuring out how they answer. Like, are they going to be aggressive at you? Are they going to be very confident? Are they going to refer to someone else? Yeah, this becomes very, very interesting to do. So you'll probably notice that in my videos if you look at it, and it really does help as well. People are asking about chats. Let's see. We have a Discord server. The Discord server is down there if you guys want to join it. The Telegram group is still closed. I'll figure out time to open it, but right now I feel like it's hard. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Detailed info on farming, please. I'll do a detailed video on what farm is doing. What farms I'm into, what I'm doing as well, and just give you guys an overview. That's coming up very, very soon as well. Yeah, with that, guys, I feel like today that's kind of wrapping up. I don't have that much news for you, to be honest. I was looking for more, but there isn't. Oh, there was a little bit of hype about announcements on Grayscale. Oh, it's not Grayscale. So let me just double check. Yeah, it's not much strong. There's a vape company uses VET to fight counterfeits. That's pretty cool. In actual usage for crypto, right? What was the other one? Yeah, it just wasn't too much, to be honest. That's the honest truth. Let's see. Yeah, wasn't too much. Not too much this weekend. We'll see each other midweek as well. I'm definitely going to be a lot more aggressive this week in producing content. Well, maybe. We'll see how the market moves, but I'm being aggressive into crypto recently. So I'll catch up with you guys. I'm probably going to do a live stream this week as well. So make sure, like midweek. So make sure you click down the subscribe button down below. That really does help and keeps you up to date. Also, the notification bell too. If you click that, if there's any live stream that comes up that's unannounced, you'll get notified on there as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We got the Chinese New Year coming up, says Angela Wang. So that Chinese New Year Bitcoin dump. We're talking a little bit about that. And I definitely see that this is going to be one of the issues or one of the things that can bring crypto down. So we definitely have the article there. This has been updated. This has been historically the point where people get freaked out the most, right? So during 2019, it was when the dump was the most severe. But that being said, there were times when it wasn't so severe as well. Say, for example, early 2017, when a dump of Bitcoin wasn't as strong, right? So if you just check out the article, Chinese New Year is coming up soon. So I think a lot, especially in Asia, everyone's preparing for it now. We have a lot of Chinese New Year music. This is when you know it's coming. It's like Christmas music coming early, right? Chinese New Year 2021. It's coming up on the 12th of Feb. So it's coming up soon. I'm actually not very concerned about it now because we had the dumps prior to this. And then I think when Chinese New Year does come, I think it's not going to be that savage. Anyways, we'll have to see. I'll have to see. But yeah, it is the year of the bull. It is really exciting. So we definitely want to point that out. It's the year of the bull this year. Pretty optimistic if you want to believe in stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Joey Rocket Crypto says, at Boxmining, announcement is Grayscale will be releasing news posted 3 hours ago from Grayscale CEO. Yes, I saw that. I was like, wow, this is like really 2017 gameplay coming right here. So I thought that was kind of funny. But let's see. Yeah, so that was just from Michael Sonsersen, says, I can't pronounce last names obviously, but I saw this morning. I was like, it made me laugh. Like, stay tuned, crypto Twitter at Grayscale, and I have something good for you in the AM. Yes, that was the announcement of the announcement of the announcement. I mean, this is like 2017 coming back. So yeah. Anyways, guys, that was the news. That was the news. That news is coming. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching today. Smash up those like buttons. Really appreciate it. Ping me down if you have any altcoins you're looking at. I'll be looking at altcoins all this week too. Yeah, congrats on BAO if you guys have any. And with that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next episode. I'd like to take the time now to tell you a little bit about everything that's happening in the Boxmining ecosystem. First and foremost, if you guys like listening to all that's happening in crypto on the go, then I would highly recommend you checking out the Boxmining Bitcoin Out of the Box podcast. And the reason why it's called Bitcoin Out of the Box is because we have long interview segments very much exploring the detail of the newest and latest of what's going on in this whole cryptocurrency space. Whole idea of it is to bridge that gap between knowledge privileged institutional investors and the rest of us here in this space. Now, with the podcast, it's on everything. So it's on Apple Podcasts, it's on Google Podcasts, it's on Spotify. Just search it anywhere, Bitcoin Out of the Box. So just add that onto a playlist and let's just follow the new episodes when it's released. Next up, we also have the Boxmining newsletter. So this happens roughly bi-weekly. We give you an update of the latest that's going on in a very summarized, condensed format. So this is perfect for anyone that wants an overview of the market. Say, for example, what's happening with OKX, the biggest event, or maybe the little things like what's happening with different coins and overall the trend. So what I use the newsletter for personally myself is to understand what kind of phase we're in crypto, to kind of get in tune. So if you don't read crypto every day, the newsletter is perfect for you. Last but not least, in the link down below, if you're a Telegram user, we have the Boxmining announcements channel. So this is to announce to you basically what's the latest videos coming up, but also we have a daily update, a community-driven daily update to provide you an idea of the latest updates on a day. And a lot of people have been using that to get informed of the crazy amounts of trends that we see. And I have to give a big thank you for Claudio, our community member, for doing this. It's just been phenomenal. Definitely want to give you a shout out there, Claudio, as well for that. And taking us to the end of the live stream, so make sure, number one, you click like and subscribe on this video because it really does help this channel. And then, of course, check out the podcast. It's one of the best ways to know a little bit more, to extend that knowledge, especially in your spare time. And then, of course, check out the newsletter. If you're, if you want those updates and summaries and trends, newsletter is the place for you. And with that, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you have a good one. See you in the next video.